Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 53 of Direwolf20's Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode series. I'm currently insert on green, extract on brown, setting up a little bit of automated crafting around this process, which you guys probably should be familiar with by now. So I decided to tap into this line of machines because we were using 6 out of 8 channels. We're now using 7 because I ran some conduiting right here. We're using the one more, as you can see. And then we should be cool here. Actually, I'm probably going to have to run you like so. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Trying to make sure that I can, cover up the flooring and all, right? That's the plan. Trying to keep the dire wire to a minimum. Not saying I'm doing a good job, but I am legit at least trying, right? So you got to give me that. You got to give me that. I'm trying. Right? So then when you... And I want to put you in blocking mode. Do not push crafting items if the inventory contains items. So that should prevent a collision of sorts. Right, and the reason we want to do this is a couple reasons, but mostly like what's it called? These things, these guys can be used to make that. So I want to set you up, right? So like if I do in pattern mode, right, I should be able to do that. And in theory, if I did everything correctly for the most part off camera, we should be cool, right? So if I wanted this, it should work. Did I set everything up correctly? We're gonna find out. Isn't that fun? Oh right, we have to filter, don't we? Now the other theory is that we need filters. Filters. Should we do advanced item filters? We need Enderman heads. That's not too bad, though. Right? The Enderman head thing, that ain't too bad. Because we have a few Enderman heads. I don't know how many Enderman heads, but I know we have at least a few. I'd like to avoid using them if we don't have a lot. We have 3. So that's absolutely the definition of we don't have a lot. To be fair, we haven't been killing mobs and getting their drops for a while. Because that lever's been off. The mob slaughter factory and the mob crusher. Yeah, the mob crusher is running now, which is cool. Which means we're back to getting item drops. For a bit at least. I still have to do like a trash can or something and decide what I want to do with all those armors and whatnot. But for now at least, that's cool. So do I want to use advanced filters? No, I think I'm just going to use normal basic item filters. Let's see if we can get away with just using one filter, right? So on the insert here, you're going to be a high priority. And you're going to whitelist elite control circuits. Okay? So that the first item that goes in here will be the item that we want, right? And I'm almost certain that you're going to dump all your items in at once, right? So if I do that, they get there first and they go all to their appropriate places, right? And if I do that, they should start cooking. Cool. So I think that is pretty good. Now, are you still in waiting for that ultimate control circuit to craft mode? Yes, you are. So I dump those things in and they go. So in theory, because we have the filter and the priority set, it should always put that blue thing there, and it should always put the purple things on the other edges, right? And you guys should be okay on power. Why do you feel like you don't have enough power? What's up with that? You're, as far as I can tell, totally connected, power-wise. Did you finish? Oh, you finished. Okay, cool. So no, we're cool. We got power down here. Nice. Hey, look at that. It worked. Not too shabby. And you're good power? Yeah, you are. All right, so last episode, we finished with the calcium sulfate thing, right? Which went really well, I felt. I felt like it went really well. I'm really happy with how the room turned out because it's not horrible, which is always a good thing, right? Look at that, not too shabby. All right, now we're getting somewhere. That's like the perfect place for that, I think. You know, I usually don't like too much stuff in the center of my rooms, but then I always find that like there's a lot of wasted space by not putting stuff in the center of your rooms. So, like that's pretty unintrusive, and there's not a lot of wiring there. So I think we're cool. All right, so last episode, right, we did the calcium sulfate thing, and that's all working great, like really, really well. And we're like backstuffing sulfur trioxide, and we're backstuffing sulfur trioxide here, and molten sulfur we're starting to backstuff just a little bit. We're out of sulfur, obviously, but yeah, you get the point. So with that said, I think our next steps should be to look at the Signalum thing that we need for structure dudes, right? And also we should look at obsidian at some point. But to get this thing, right, which is our goal, right? In order to get to outer space, this is like the foundational block of all the machines that we need to get to outer space with. And like I said, we're probably going to do some thermal stuff today. We might do a little bit of Ender-IO stuff. We'll see. But like we said before, we're gonna be doing things. We're gonna be doing stuff that's fun because we have a lot of autocrafting to do. And I'd also like to look at potentially scanning some stuff here and seeing what some of these, like maybe the structure blocks have a really low amount of UU matter needed to copy them, right? Remember, we get 6 per craft though, right? 6 per craft. So we have to keep that in mind when we factor in, like, is it easier to autocraft or no? Okay, so let's take a look at this. All right, so step 1 should be this. This should get us the first thermal cell. All it has to do is go into the factory dude that is this guy. Okay, step 2 is the hardened cell frame. This shouldn't be too bad either, because I think we know how to make most of this, if not all, and that goes into the crate that matches this one, right? So if I wanted cells, if I wanted a hardened cell frame, you need Invar plate and gear, okay? So that shouldn't be too big a deal. So Invar plate and Invar gear. And I'm assuming you know how to make Invar. Yes? Yes. Good job, me. I always get excited when, like, it already knows how to make the stuff. It's like, yeah, I did a good job. That's what's up. Cool. So now if you want a hardened cell frame, good to go, right? We hear the stamping happening, the plates happening, the gears happening, you can see the things happening over there, more stamping, and then in a moment we should see all the things go here. And then all we have to do is add this to the whitelist, right? So here. All right, so I think it's time to relocate some stuff over here because I've got my hardened cell frame. The next few recipes are going to absolutely require thermal machines, which we haven't made yet, but we're going to make now, and I want to figure out where I'm going to set up that auto crafting to exist. So I'm thinking like right around here-ish would be a nice place. But that means A, upgrading this to a dense cable, and B, doing some P2P shenanigans so that we can get things in place. So I've kind of prepped everything that I want to do there and gotten ready. So let's give this a whirl. Right, so let's disconnect you guys for a few minutes. So that shuts down my entire auto crafting grid while I've got this in place. Right, we're going to want to do a U and a U. Clear this out. Set up a new configuration here. And we're also going to want that quartz. What do you mean wireless out of range? That's not true. It's right there. I can see it. It's still got a channel. Settle down there, Chief, with your wireless out of range lies. Okay, cool. Quartz. Oh, you're annoying. Because we have no auto crafting at the moment. Come on, Chief. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, so then what we want to do here is basically just like that. not you. That. We're going to remove these guys for a moment. And that, right? So now you have one channel in use there, and that makes sense. And you know what? Why do you still say wireless out of range? That really... Oh, I know why. Because my security guy was over there too. We should put him somewhere else. Let's put the security guy somewhere a little bit more intelligible. Which... Really good question. Where would that be? Where's a more intelligent place for Mr. Security to sit? How about right up here? Technically, that is reasonable, right? And now error communicating with network. Yeah, you have to go there. And now we're cool. Yay, we're back. Hooray. That's why. And it doesn't make sense to have the security terminal there. Having it right here is fine. So that's one of 32 channels sitting there, right? And then here's our P2P subnet. Okay, and down here is where I figured to place these guys, right? So we might eventually want another, you know, hanging from the ceiling thing. So like maybe here. Would that be cool? So like one. Okay. And then you guys connecting you guys. And then what we'll want is, I really need creative flight at some point. But basically, right, we're going to want this guy, load that up here. We shouldn't need any more thick cabling for a while. Right? So there's two channels, one for the P2P there, one for that, and these guys are online again. Right? And we can test that by dropping an item in there. And then I'm thinking we might want to run... straight down here, right? So what we could have is this. The P2P loaded up, boom. I thought I asked for more cables recently. I did, good job. Boom. Right, so now we've got 3 of those, and you guys should be using 3 as well there. So that brings us to a grand total of 3 interfaces plus the 3 co-crafters plus the 1 security terminal gives us 7 channels in use. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, so that cleans up this mess a little bit. I probably would be smarter to... run this more like so. Let's actually run it like right down here. Does that sound like a smarter move? I like that better. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to have machines right where those cables are. All right, so then 3 channels in use. Beautiful. Everybody's online. And let's validate that we can still auto-craft something, like another set of cables next. Cool. So we have crafting in process. One of these guys is handling that. We can see that right there. And everything's up and running again. Cool. So that gives us what we need. To have some thermal machines here for automated processing. And it also kind of makes the room a little bit nicer looking and a little bit cleaner. So I'm thinking we'll have like, there's only a couple thermal machines we should need. Probably the induction smelter, the magma crucible, and the fluid transposer. So having those 3 here will fit as kind of like miscellaneous auto crafting machines. All right, bunch of stamping going on, which should make my induction smelter, because I know we're going to need one of these. Yeah, okay. We're also going to need a magma crucible, which just needs another couple of copper gears. Beautiful. Automation for the win. And then a fluid transposer. Bada bing, bada boom. So you need a carpenter and 2 portable tanks, huh? It's a weird recipe. Not a weird recipe? Feels like a weird recipe. Carpenter, you say? Carpenter, you say? Don't mind me, just questioning this weird recipe. So is that most of everything we need? And then 2 Invar gears. Cool. Easy peasy. 1 Invar gear, 2 Invar gears. Fluid transposer. Nice. All right, so we'll just do right down the line, right? So induction smelter, fluid transposer will go here, and magma crucible. So hey, look at that, thermal machines. How cool is that? All right, so for power, do I have any power nearby? I think I do. I should. This is power coming in. Okay, that should be good. We can tap into that line. That's a reasonable line to tap into, because this is power coming in from the energy cell. So you guys all get some juice. You know what? It wouldn't hurt to have a couple kits times 3. And we'll look at getting better kits at some point in the future, right? And then interfaces times 3, ready to roll there. Sweet. Did I tell you guys I eventually put acceleration upgrades in all these things? I did that off camera. A few episodes back, actually. I may have forgotten to mention it, only because, you know, I forgot to mention it. Sorry. I've been trying to do a few things off camera because, you know, there's a lot to do, and I don't want you guys to kind of get bored of like, wow, Dyer, there's a lot you're doing there, buddy. All right. Should probably put you in blocking mode, right? Boom. Blocking mode, do not craft. So you're going to be blue and orange with auto output. You're going to be blue on the top and orange to the right. You're probably going to be that old standby of... Do we have another crate? How hard are crates to make? Not terrible. I like using crates just because they're nice. Right, so if I have my kits, I can set you to auto input. Okay, so you're going to get the interface here. It's a little bit wiry, right? But this interface, and let's make sure that you're set to that, so that you're definitely inserting into there, right? And then you're going to go there with you. North will be extract always active, down will be insert. And these things should be smart about what they're allowed to accept, right? So in theory, if we want a bucket of molten redstone, right? That's 10 of you and a bucket, right? I put these in here, and what should happen is the redstone should get pulled into the magma crucible, and the fluid bucket will go into here, because this doesn't accept redstone, and this doesn't accept buckets. Does that make sense? So we just need you here, and then I just need you to also... How are you going to output to an interface? What we can do is on the south side, insert on brown, and on the down side, extract on brown, always active. like that. And that should be cool. Hey, bucket of destabilized redstone. That works. So as a reminder, simple machine chassis from Ender.io need the hardened cell frames that we just taught this thing how to make. Which is cool, because it means that we are pretty much super close, at least, to being able to make simple machine chassis if we need to at some point. But let's get this thing going, right? So the next step here is you. So gears. We don't have silver gears yet, so we might as well teach you. And toss you into the gear machine. So much auto crafting, but that's kind of fun for me, right? Like that's what's making me enjoy this pack a little bit is you know, the stuff and things. Large electrum plate. We should probably teach this one as well, and then the next two are going to be the like slightly more tricky ones. All right, guys. So next steps, we've got reinforced cell frames, which we're trying to make. I taught it how to make a few of these things, but we need to do fluxed electrum and flux crystals. So I taught it the recipes here, and we're going to test if they work. But fluxed electrum comes from a fluxed electrum blend and sand. That goes into the induction smelter right there, right? And then this guy is going to be 5 redstone and 1 diamond, and 5 redstone and 1 of these. So if we now, that's what I get for switching my number 3. I always have like certain tools on the same thing, and I switch back and forth between, you know, these guys, and that messes me up. So can I do a reinforced cell frame now? In theory, yes. Except we don't have electrum blend. Right. Let's get a crusher recipe here. Electrum blend. Blend. So that could be that. I think we already have those, right? So why don't we do that? Because we already have those, right? Pulverized silver and gold. Pulverized silver and gold already exists. So no sense in smelting them together and crushing it when we can just crush the two and then... Right? I think that makes sense. So like... And that'll save us a slot in the crusher recipe. So now, can we make one of you? Apparently, yes. Hey, cool. Hey, cool. Nice. Look at that go. It's working beautifully. That's exactly what I'd expect to see. Can I augment you a little bit? Just to, you know, speed things up a touch. A smidge, if you will. Hey, look at that. It lit up. I'm guessing that means it worked. Hey, hey! That's what's up. Give me another augment real quick, buddy. And reinforced is a go. Nice! All right. So the next level is we have to fill it with molten lumium, right? And then from there, we can turn it into an empty signalum. And then from there, we induction smelter it with blocks of redstone. Holy cow. All right, so molten lumium shouldn't be too big of a deal, right? So lumium. All right, so we might as well just go with lumium blend because we can melt that down immediately. Do we already know pulverized tin? We do not already know pulverized tin, so it's about time to learn. The tin ingot from thermal goes in there. And that's the... That might be the one that we already have. This is the crusher, right? So you're going to get pulverized tin, right? And then we also need a bucket of glowstone, which... So you're going to go here. Okay. Cool. So the only thing you need now is an energized glowstone bucket. So that is going to be 1,000. I think it's 4 glowstone, right? Into the magma crucible. Yes, 4 glowstone. And let's get more patterns cooking because we are clearly going to need more of those. Missing iron. To do process iron. Give me a few more irons. Can I just have 10 for a minute? Thanks. That should be quick. All right, so you're going to go in this pattern here, right? So let's get some Lumion blend. Actually, cancel that. You in a magma crucible equal 144. I want to say that you multiply that by 4 to get 576, and that's how much we need here, right? So if let's get some Lumion blend, which should be a quick and easy craft. And we should see that bucket sitting there, the energized glowstone there, ready to go. Cool. Okay, we got the 4 Lumion blend plus U equals U. And that recipe is in the fluid transposer. Okay, so that recipe goes here, right? So now if we want a full cell frame, we hit next on this, and what we should see is the Lumion blend going in there, the 576 there, and boy does that take a while to fill. It's moving though, so the fact that the bar is moving means it's working. It's just taking a while, but that's okay. We can always help it out a little bit of magic. And now we've fully automated reinforced cell frames full. Haha, right? So now if we want one of these dudes, now we're getting into the weeds, right? Now we're really getting into the weeds. But we're getting there. We're getting there, just, you know, a little bit crazy. So there's our 10 patterns. Let's get, 20 more and write that one up so that we're ready to do the next stage, right? So if we want cells, Signalum cell frames, I'm sure most of this we don't have. So Signalum plate, we totally need to know. So let's learn how to make Signalum, right? So we've got Signalum ingots, but like from the past, right? So what we need is to basically process Signalum blend in an induction smelter, right? I'm going to remove the slag from there because that's an optional sometimes thing, right? So that goes in there. You are like that. Now, do we have pulverized copper already? We don't. So let's put you in the crusher recipe. Making sure to use the correct ingot, the thermal one. I don't know if it matters, but we'll figure it out. Right, so in here you go, and this is a crafting recipe for like a normal crafting table. Okay. And then you just need a destabilized redstone bucket, which is 1,000, so that's 10. Okay, and that goes in here for the redstone bucket. So now you should have no problem crafting Signalum for me. Start. Right, so you're gonna make the bucket, you're gonna make all the other stuff, and you should be good. Nice. All right, so Signalum plates will be the next plate thing. Did I mention I did this? I had to do this because we ran out of spots here. And if I put the interface on top of the metal press, it doesn't work. So I have to put the interface on top of a dropper on top of the metal press. Haha. But it works. It works. See? Watch. It'll work. It works. So we're using a lot more machines than I normally am used to using. So like usually 9 interface slots is usually pretty close to good enough. But we're getting to the point where like we have a lot more going on. So now we need Rosin, Rich Slag, and Cinnabar. Let's start with... All right, guys. Did a little bit of off-camera work because I basically looked into what's involved, right, in making the Signalum cell. And I want to see what happens with UU matter in this one, right? So to make this, we needed Cinnabar, Rich Slag, and Rosin, right? So the Cinnabar I took care of off-camera by doing this because there's no easy way right now for me to automate this. So we can get Cinnabar by giving gelid cryothium to Cinnabar ore from Thaumcraft, and we get 4 of them. So I did that, and I got a handful. I got gelid cryothium by making blizz powder out of snowballs and the liquid essence of experience that we're getting from killing the mobs in our mob farm. So you remember that experience essence that we would normally use to spawn mobs with? So I grabbed a bucket of that by hand and made, 5 blizz powder, and that was good, right? And then snowballs, by the way, I real quick set up here, 1 stack worth being kept, and have a glacial precipitator back here taking care of snowballs for me. So that's cool, right? So that's how we got Cinnabar. Now for rich slag, there's ways that we could automate this as well, but what I did was I took some gold out of my digital miner, took some of the extra Cinnabar that I didn't need, and made 75% chance of rich slag and induction smelter. So that, again, was by hand. So I didn't automate that stuff. Now, I'm going to take this precision sawmill that we have from Mechanism. I'm going to remove these things, because I'm about to use this in a crafting recipe, because the precision sawmill is used to make the sawmill basic from, let's see, and I want an augment too, probably. So that should be cool. From thermal, okay? So now we've got you as a sawmill, okay? So you're gonna do that, and then that. Because we're going to take a kit here. Bing. We're going to install a resin funnel. Not a bad recipe at all. Bing. And then we're going to take this kit and give him his augment for speed. Okay. Now with the resin funnel upgrade, when we throw wood in here, it's going to create sap. Okay. And the sap, I was hoping, would go to the left. Why are you not going to the left? Auto input unavailable. Didn't I upgrade kit you? Totally did. Fractioning still, right? Because sap, because rosin comes from resin. You should be making resin, not sap. Why are you making resin? Why are you making sap, not resin? Resin funnel. Yeah, you should be making resin, dudes. Resin. Resin. Unless it's a certain type. Oh. So how do you get resin? Certain types of wood? Acacia wood does it. Birch wood and jungle wood, apparently. Do we have any birch wood? We have birch saplings. We're getting close to the wrapping up point here, but I wanna deal with this. So can we do that? That clears that out. Thanks, Chief. Real quick. Go, Birchwood, go. Yes, I know, wrong tool. It's still fast enough. Just to get a little bit of rosin, because I want to scan the redstone, or the Signalum thing, and hopefully by the next few minutes we should be cool. Now you're producing resin. Nice. Which has a 50% chance to create the item that we need. So we need 200 millibuckets for it to go. We need a heck of a lot more of this birchwood. Jungle wood would probably be a smarter idea, but I don't know if I have any jungle saplings. I don't. We could probably get them if we needed to. But my plan here, in case you can't tell, is we're going to basically try this manually, get one cell, and then if we can dupe it using UU matter, that will be kind of a lifesaver for us. If we can't, then we're going to have to automate some of the things that I did manually over the last few minutes. Oh, come on. Bad luck with the rosin funnel. Bad luck with the rosin. It's a 50% chance, and we didn't hit it. Jungle wood would absolutely be the better way to go here, because jungle trees tend to be larger. But it's all good. We'll figure it out. I just want to get this taken care of before the end of the episode for you guys so we can see how it works out. Yay, rosin. Sweet. So that should be enough to get one Signalum energy cell. Oh, we need 2 rosin. Really? We need 2 rosin for that thing? I thought it was just 1. Oh, I guess it is 2. Womp womp. Be right back. Alright, another rosin taken care of. Alright, so there's your Signalum cell frame. Right, and then you need to be filled with 40 redstone blocks. Holy cow, that's a lot of redstone blocks. Hopefully we have enough for that. We do. Sweet. Barely enough redstone for it, but enough, right? Now we're going to have to see what happens now. The real question is, can we UU matter it? And I believe it was this guy that gets this, right? All right, so there's your Signalum cell, right? Step 2, scanner, right? He won't even fit in there. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? How about that? He doesn't even fit in there. So womp womp, because we just say womp womp to that. So not the end of the world, but we're definitely going to want to check this out. What more would I need? Don't tell me I don't have plastic available. Don't tell me that. What do you mean we don't have plastic available? You know how to make plastic, don't you? Do you not know how to make plastic? It's just smelting. I could have sworn that recipe was already in here, but maybe not. Oh, look, we're out of space in here too. You know, technically we shouldn't need glass anymore, so I'm gonna do that. How's that sound? Shouldn't need smooth stone either, to be fair. I'm just kind of curious if the non-redstone cell is available. We need more rosin, obviously, but aside from that, I'll play with it a little bit off camera. Let's come back next time. So we've got the structure block at least, but we're going to need more. So that means we're going to need to... I mean, at this point, we have up to everything except the cinnabar, rosin, and that stuff's not too bad to get in bulk manually. So we might see about keeping that stuff manual. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see. For now, though, 20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and continue along this advanced rocketry path. Still looking, by the way, to you guys for some kind of rocketry building, so feel free to submit if you haven't yet. All right, guys, take it easy.